Hey, you're listening to Bookmark My Words. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Sarah.
As always, please like, share, follow, please.
Comment.
Yeah,
I
we
don't know
got
what I don't. What?
we got a little following on TikTok. I've been having fun doing those videos.
Good.
I'm not good with finding out what's trending. I literally have to just like old lady Google it. What's trending on TikTok right now? Because I don't know
Is
how
your
people.
FYP page not like the trending stuff though?
Okay, so like my personal TikTok has like ADD, it has just like an assortment of trending stuff. And then Book Talk has different trends.
Oh, that's true, I
So
guess.
if we're trying to attract those
The book talk
people,
people.
we
That
have
makes
to do
sense.
those trends.
Yeah.
But every now and then I mix in like other stuff.
Yeah, because maybe you can
Like
bring someone to the book talk side.
follow the other stuff, read the other stuff. And then a lot of people do. They watch it and then they don't like it.
Oh,
And I'm like, okay,
that hurts my feelings.
I know. You don't like us? I mean, that's fine, but also it's not.
It's not fine.
It's not
That's
fine.
not fine. That's sad. So likable.
I think what always gets me too is that I'm like, we have funny content.
We do. We do have some stuff. We just need one thing to make us go viral, and then we're gonna be fine.
It's gonna
We
be
just
fine.
something that's just one thing has to like just take us off.
I will eventually get 2 different cameras. I have 2 angles. Because I will say, our camera's not the greatest. It's what I use for school. I'm sorry. We're a little lacking in the money stuff, okay?
Yeah,
It's just what we got. I mean, the podcast itself does fine.
yeah.
It's just the YouTube channel. It is not.
Dang.
It's not going anywhere. If you're listening
Thank you to those that did share it though. I shared something on my Facebook page that you had shared, and then I had other people share it.
Oh.
So like, we do have people out there doing the work.
Yeah.
They're putting it in for us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now I know our regular podcast, we've got some regular listeners.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Woo!
Anyway.
That was your celebration. That's what you get from us, low budget.
Today's not going to be a really exciting book. I'm so sorry. I have not been reading a ton, and I've been in several different states the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, she's been on the move.
We've been on the move, and I'm trying to get stuff started for student teaching stuff. Had a lot of stuff happen. Probably in August, I'll be doing my student teaching, but I gotta get through 2 tests and 1 class before then, and it like they suggest to have everything done by the 27th. It's not
Of
gonna
July?
happen. Yeah, it's not gonna happen, but I can at least get I can at least get the class done by like because I also got to think about it. Our school here doesn't start until the second week of August, so I mean they wouldn't be able to start me anyway. So I was like, well, if I could at least start.
Yeah, you have time.
I have
It's
time.
fine. You
It's
have time.
fine. I don't know why I'm in such a big hurry.
It's fine.
I'm just like, it's fine. You'll still graduate before December.
Yeah.
And then I plan on doing substitute teaching while doing masters, so that way I can keep going. I will just have absolutely no insurance. But that's okay, because I've already got a principal that promised me every day we will put you to work.
Oh, well, that's probably true.
And that's true.
Yeah, that's probably true. But
how was your beach trip?
It was heaven.
You actually took an extra day, too.
We did. We actually took an extra day. I had big reading goals. Took 4 books, guys. 4. I didn't finish a single one. I'm almost done with this one. So close. I think I've got like 50 pages.
That's the way I was when I woke up this morning.
50 pages.
When I woke up this morning to finish this book, I said, listen, I got 40, I think it was literally 45 pages. And I said, we're doing this.
She looks rough though because she's been
she's been to the beach.
The salt air.
Yeah.
And she's No, it doesn't. I was hoping it would smell. I was going to be so happy. It kind of smells like sunscreen.
Try really hard.
If you try really hard. And it's called the Every Summer After.
Well, that's what I figured you were going to be like, oh, it smells like it.
But no, it was great. We went to Daytona Beach for the first, how long were we gone? 5? Yeah. 5 days. And then We popped up to St. Augustine for a day, which is gorgeous. I know you're not a super huge beach person, but I think you would really like this one. It's so full of like history. It's the oldest town in America. It was
Okay.
settled by the Spanish.
Okay, that's why I've heard of it.
Yeah. It's also got the Fountain of Youth. We didn't The
Oh.
Fountain of Youth was closed. We did not get to see it. Um
Mortals.
yeah, we are not living forever. Um Although my sister-in-law did tell me that she has been on a trip there and it tastes like sulfur and not to drink it. But
Don't drink it. It's a
I
lie.
told her she just doesn't want us to live forever with her. That's why she's
Well,
but
that might be true.
no, it was great. We feel really relaxed and rejuvenated. Not ready to go back to work, but it's back to the real world now. I will say though, so my husband is a Frito-Lay guy, and we have this really weird game that we play when we go on trips, and you have to spot the Frito-Lay truck. And so, as a wager, we made a bet whoever saw the most Frito-Lay trucks in the trip, the other one has to buy them something, right? So, and I thought there's no way that I'm going to be able to because this man has like a radar for these trucks. Even like the big semi trucks.
My ruffle senses are
he
sensing.
yeah, he can just like tell that it's coming and I'm like, "How do you see it?" And he's like, "I just know." Like it's like a chipman sense or something. I don't know. But then he was like way ahead of me in points. It was like 8-4 or something. We were in Daytona already. And he just happened to look at me and he was like, if one of us sees a warehouse, that's it. That's the final straw. They're the winner, right? And I was like, okay,
Bet.
bet. I lost it. We were driving. It was like our second day there, and we were driving over to go play putt putt at this place. It's almost kind of like a Top Golf, but for putt putt.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of neat. But on the way there, we passed a Frito-Lay warehouse. And I am like, Cheeto, Frito, Cheeto, Frito, Cheeto, Frito, Cheeto. And he's like thinking I've had a stroke. He has no idea what's going on. He's like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, warehouse, Frito, warehouse. And he was like, no. I found a warehouse in Daytona Beach. So I, in return, am getting the pretty copies of the Hunger Games.
Oh.
I'm so excited.
Are you gonna sit them like?
I don't know.
Yeah, which way?
I think I might stack them, maybe kind of like these. But yeah, that was my prize for spotting Chester Cheetah. That butt, he was smiling on the truck.
Well, today we're going to be doing a book that I finally finished. It's not a big book. It's not a dramatic book. It's kind of more of a Sarah read. I was a little surprised. I thought it was going to be something similar to like Yellow Jackets. I talked about it last week. I'm not disappointed. It was a good read. I think the part of it was I was expecting it to be more action packed, and it wasn't. And then I didn't like, me personally, I didn't like the way they did the time jump.
Yeah.
Like every few chapter, like every few,
Oh.
like, yeah. I would have to show you. It'd be like one paragraph or like one section would be like the girls would be like, oh, they're 16. And then it jumped to where they're like in college. And then it jumped into they'd be married with kids. And it's like,
Oh.
I can't keep up with you. Like, where are we at? What age are you?
Yeah.
So it was a little different. And I read a lot of like time jumpy, multi point of views. So it's a little different. It took me a second to get used to it because immediately I was like, wait a minute, they were lost in the woods and now she's in bed? I'm so confused. um,
Teleportation.
but it is called The Lost Girls of Camp Forevermore by Kim Fu. Did look it up, that's how you pronounce it. Because I was like, last week I was like, is it Fu?
Yeah,
Fo?
we stumbled on
Fu?
that one.
F-U? It is Fu. And synopsis is, for the girls at Camp Forevermore, a sleepaway camp in the Pacific Northwest, days are filled with swimming lesson, friendship bracelets, and camp songs by the fire. Bursting with excitement and nervous energy, they set off on an overnight kayaking trip to a nearby island. But before the night is over, they find themselves stranded with no adult to help them survive or to guide them home. The Lost Girls of Camp Forevermore follow Natty, Andy, Isabel, Dina, and Siobhan through and far beyond the fateful trip. We see the survivors through the successful and failures, loves and heartbreaks of their teens and adult years, and we come to understand how a tragedy can alter their lives and touch in immeasurable ways. It really did. It started out, I was thinking, like, my brain, because last week I did catch up on all the Yellow Jacket series.
I've only watched a couple.
It's pretty good. And so my brain was already set to that, and that might be my fault. So I was thinking, like, this was going to be, like, action-packed, like, something dramatic happen. I mean, something dramatic happened. They're at a camp, obviously, sleepaway camp. They come from all over the world because this is, like, a really famous camp. It's in, like, the East. It's a very diverse book. Two of the girls are actually Asian, and then the other one, Siobhan, is like her name is Irish, but like she talks about American. So I'm just guessing like Irish descent.
Maybe descent,
Yeah. And then I'm guessing Andy and Nati are just white girls. So I don't know how else to say that.
Just your basic girls.
But there's diverse there, and obviously the author is Asian. Grew up in Canada. I did find that out. But they're all at this camp. Of course, there's girl drama. Obviously, anytime you get a huge group of girls together, I don't care what they say of any age, there's always going to be bullying, which I guess could side just any kids, any group of people. There's going to be that person's weird, this person's weird. Siobhan is kind of the first character you're introduced to. She's kind of the outcast. She has no friends there. She's kind of just there. Her mom makes her go. She didn't want to go. But her mom was like, oh, you can make friends and stuff like that. Didn't want to be there, but thought maybe she could make some friends. Nati is the oldest of the group because I think they go up to like age 12 at camp. So she's about, 11, 12. It's her last year. She picks on Siobhan, bullies her, like knocking trays out of her hand and stuff like that. So they're just like existing day by day. They kind of just do like regular camp things. And then you get to where they're grouping up to go on this kayaking trip where a group of girls and a counselor will go to a nearby little island and pretty much stay overnight and then pack up, come back. She gets in this group. It's Siobhan, Dina, Isabel, Andy, and Nati. So, and then their counselor is Jan. Now, Jan is the oldest counselor. She's not even really a counselor. She's kind of like a volunteer. She used to be a counselor, and then she got to the point where she was too old to be a counselor. So now she's like in her 80s.
Oh,
very, like does the woodsman woman correctly. But would I send her out there in the woods alone with a bunch of girls without her being a counselor? No. So they get to go in. Jan's kind of adventurous. They paddle out, kayaking. All the girls do great with that. And then Jan's like, you know what? We're doing so amazing. We're not going to go to our assigned spot.
Uh-oh.
We're going to go to this island because there's some better camping spots there. And I feel like you guys would get more experience.
No.
And the girls are like, well, Jan knows what she's doing.
No.
Because they're, anywhere from the ages of like 10 to 12. You're not going to say no to an adult that age. So they're like, yeah, sure, let's go. So they go. They have no idea where they're at. The girls don't. Jan does. There's no map. All they have is a compass. They have no which way camp is from this place. They get there. They camp. Jan starts acting a little weird.
She gonna die. Oh no.
Jan passes away in her sleep.
Oh no. And they have no idea where they're at.
They have no idea where they're at, so the girls are stranded.
And they don't even know where to come looking for them.
It gets worse. So they were first like, well, maybe we'll just split up and we'll go to the nearest, like, just paddle out there. We'll find some counselors or something paddling out on the ocean. Because Jan wasn't feeling good. She didn't tie up the kayaks right, so their kayaks drifted away in the night.
Oh no.
And it was like anything that could have happened to these poor girls happened. Because on top of that, inside of Jan's kayak was more food and water that was supposed to be their lunch for that day. Like she had packed up everything that they were supposed to bring on shore, but she left the
Right.
stuff for later in the kayaks. So all their supplies and stuff just drifted out to the middle of this lake. Y'all, between finding a dead body next to you,
And they can't even see the kayaks, right? So like
they
they
could
can't
kind of see
swim
it,
to
but they
it.
can't swim to it.
Okay.
Because one girl had that idea. She was like, "Oh, let me just swim to it," and they're like the older girl. Nati was like, because Andy was like, "I'll just swim out there and go get him," because she's like the second oldest, and she's like, "No, you'll get tired
Yeah.
getting there, and then you can't get in the kayak. It's not a canoe, and then you'll get tangled up because there's like six of them." And then you might drown. And then where are we at? We're at with two bodies. I mean, Nadi's pretty smart. I mean, she's a big
Yeah.
bully, but she's pretty smart. She's like, hey, no, you're gonna get out there in the middle of the water
That's true.
and you're gonna drown.
If it's far enough that they can like
Yeah.
barely see it.
So she was like, no, we're not doing that. And so uh, Siobhan was just like, well, we've got a compass. We know this is the main land. There's gotta be people here somewhere, so maybe we'll just start walking. And then, of course, it jumps. And that's what I didn't like about it, because I'm like, walk where? It jumps to Nati's after they'd been found. Of course, you don't know exactly what had happened fully at this point, but she's very disconnected. She doesn't have any friends at school, doesn't want any friends at school. People just leave her alone. They're like, her teachers are like, hey, maybe you should get her into counseling or something. Like, she's feeling very disconnected. Like, she doesn't seem like all she just cares about is just getting through school and just getting out of here. I mean, she's 12 years old.
Yeah, she's got a while, man.
You got a while. Her dad talks about how brave she was, continuously praises her and how great she was during the whole entire thing and how she saved everybody and that she's gonna be a great doctor one day.
She doesn't want to be a doctor.
I'm guessing she doesn't really be a doctor, but she ends up being a doctor.
Now, which one is this?
Nati.
Okay.
She does end up going to college to be a doctor. She does get married. Before that, she ends up getting like attached to this dog. To this mean dog who her parents can't even like the dog can't be in the house if she's not in the house because he's so mean. Like he's not like gonna rip them to shreds, but like imagine like sitting there watching TV and having a dog just stare at you while you're sitting there watching TV. Like, and from what I understand, it's like a big German Shepherd. So
And they're a little intimidating.
yeah, like not nerve-wracking at all. So she goes through like something emotionally with him, like connection. And then, as she grows up and gets older, the dog gets older. Dog does pass, obviously. And then she kind of goes through a numb state again.
Yeah.
Until she has kids.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, there's something about that like mentally she has something going on that like happened at the camp. So, and you don't know at this point like what even happened. But every girl has something like happen to her to where when they get older, they're very different. Then I think the next girl is a ghost to Andy. Andy was only at that camp because she won a writing contest.
Oh.
Her father abandoned them, and her mother was pretty much just like a nomad. So, like, for a good portion of her life, they lived in their car or someone else's couch. So she wanted to be better, get out, do more.
Yeah.
Little sister kind of tells Andy's story through her eyes, which I thought was a very weird choice for author-wise. Like, so you don't hear Andy's story from
thoughts.
Andy. You hear it from her little sister.
Was her little sister there?
No. So she doesn't understand things like...
Yeah, she doesn't know the first Andy's point of view.
Yeah, so she doesn't understand why Andy hoards food.
Right.
She doesn't get that. She's like, she's always hoarding food. And there's like things that Andy does that she really doesn't get. And Andy and her eventually get in a huge fight. And Andy like runs away and goes work on a ranch in Montana. Like,
oh, okay.
Okay. Like, in my personal opinion, Andy was the only one that came out sane. Then the next one is Isabel. Poor Isabel. Isabel had pretty much after the event, she went through some things that happened. I'm not going to tell you what. So Isabel kind of came out better from her trauma, but then it all just like crashed and burned. And then I felt really bad for her. It was kind of like I went through this really traumatic event and it kind of affected me in high school, but not really. And then I found this really great guy and I love
Oh
him and
no.
he's amazing. Then he died.
Oh
And
no.
now I'm back to square one. So I'm not gonna tell you like everything in detail, because hers I was just like, wow, okay, that's nuts. And then Dina, she always had it rough. She always had it rough at home. I guess because of their Asian culture, her mother had very high
Mm,
expectations, and nothing she could do was ever right, either one
yeah.
of her children. And even when like the kids got older, and her brother moved out and became like a really successful IT programmer of some kind
Oh wow, yeah.
and like moved to California and had a really nice house. I'm sorry, anybody that has a house, like a really nice house in California, you're doing really
Yeah,
well.
you're doing
You're doing well.
well.
You're doing great. But like their mother thought he could do better, and then his wife, she thought he could do better. Like everything was could have done better. And then at one point, their mother was going to get remarried because their father had passed. This is the part that really got me. The mother, okay, Dina was still in high school. High school.
Okay.
And her mother had the son fly in, paid for the ticket and everything, and she was like, I need to show you guys both something. We need to go to this certain and they're like, why are we here? What in this really nice condo? And they're like, this is our new home.
What?
And they were like, what? Why? And she was like, I'm selling the old house. I don't want to be there anymore, which I get. Like, if you have a spouse that passes,
Yeah.
I get. But they were like, we don't have any money for this.
Like you've got to think about your children as you're processing that stuff
Yeah.
too.
And she's
Like,
like, well, not that it's any of your business. Oh, okay. She was like, I have invested in lots of properties in Hong Kong, in Canada, and the US.
oh.
And they were like, since when? And she was like, that's none of your business. Your children.
I mean,
One's a
yeah.
grown man, and the other
Well, I
one,
mean, I was gonna say one's.
I mean, well, and then Dina's just like, well, how long have you had this? And she's like, that's none of your business. That's what she kept saying. I was so upset at Mama. And then she was like, oh, by the way, I'm getting remarried. And they were both like,
Wait, they had never even met the guy?
they've never met him. They were meeting him that day. Like after
Oh,
being told, we're selling the house that you grew up in.
and I'm getting married.
Also, by the way, this is going to be your new stepdad. You were to call him Mr. I want to say it was like Mr. Dennis or something like that. Something weird. I was like, okay. But they said he was extremely nice.
Well, that's good.
So that's good, because Mama's not.
Uh,
Yeah, she had a lot, and it seemed like every time she tried to do better, nothing was getting better. Nothing happened. I feel like hers and Isabel's story never really wrap up. It just kind
yeah.
of like with T, it kind of wrapped up where she had kids and she kind of felt like complete again. Like she had someone that needed her.
Right.
Kind of completed a cycle. All these other girls, it didn't like close up for me. And I think that's why I kind of was like, it's a good book, it's not a great
Yeah,
book.
you could kind of tell it wasn't
I was
rapid.
like, it's not, there's no closure for me. And there was mixed reviews, because even like, who's the last one? Yeah, Siobhan was like, at the very end, and she had like, didn't even have a whole chapter. Like, all these other girls had like tons of pages. And then Siobhan had, I guess because she's telling the story of how they got found from where they were lost, how they got found. It was like all from her point of view, except for the one part where like Elizabeth stayed with Jan's body because she kept thinking that someone would come looking for them on the lake. So
Mm.
she's like, I'll stay here. Props to her. 'Cause if I was 10 years old, I would not want to stay with the dead body.
Yeah, I don't.
Be like,
But
no,
also, like, I wouldn't want to leave. Like, I don't know. I
that'd be
don't.
really,
That's very traumatic.
no, like, bodies really freak me out. So I don't, at funerals, I'm like, mm-mm, nope. So, but yes, Siobhan's just kind of wrapped up, and it was like literally at one point, all it said was Siobhan lived. She went to school to be like a child psychiatrist, but she only worked within labs and just did paperwork. She didn't like working with children.
Oh,
Okay, I mean, like I get that because there were some things that here again the girls had to do
to
in order to
survive.
be found. They had to pretty much leave her because she broke an ankle. So they had to leave her, but she felt like she was abandoned. Like,
Yeah.
because they said they wouldn't leave each other, and then she got left. So I guess she had a little bit of things from that. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those books you got to go read it yourself. I felt like some of it was a little, I don't know, left open. Like
Hmm.
their endings were open. Like,
Is there another book?
no,
Oh.
just standalone. And that's why I'm like, well, maybe she'll do another one. But they said this is the first one she's done like that. She's got a few other books, and they've all got like 4-star reviews. This one's a little less so.
So maybe it's just one of her.
It was different. It was a different read for Stephanie. I thought maybe I would like to read it because it's like 248 pages.
Yeah.
So like some of you fast readers, you can read it in like one whole weekend. It's no big deal. It's not what I was expecting. So
That
maybe
might be what it is.
also might be what
You
it
went
is.
in with thinking it
Expectations
was
to
going to
be
be
this.
one thing and it was
Yeah, and
something
it was
totally
not.
different.
So it's more of a
Hey, at least you finished it.
yeah, I kind of made myself finish it because I was
I don't
like
like not finishing it.
I was just like, well, just finish it and maybe you have a surprise ending and then I was like,
Yeah. That's the reason why I always finish because there's some of them that I can't think of which ones right offhand right now, but like I struggled to get through and then eventually it was like, oh, and
yeah,
then then the last little bit really wrapped up. But
yeah. Grade wise, I'd say like 8th grade. And the vocabulary wasn't very hard, so like 7th grade if you're mature, there is one character that kind of went like on a discovering her body sexually. So maybe
oh,
like a mature, but
like while at the lake?
no.
Okay.
But when she went through high school, she kind of had one boy that it was just like, good God, again? I was also trying to give you guys something than a Halloween book. And I was like, wait a minute. Everything I read is pretty much a Halloween book.
Yeah, you're kind of Halloweeny.
Like everything in here has magic, shape shifting, vampires,
Well, mine was
wizards.
supposed to be not Halloween, but I did not finish it. It was very summer read, but I'm almost done. And I like it so far. It's not that I don't like it.
Well, then you have to do it next week.
Yes.
Yes. I thought about having my next read, which here again, first of all, I don't know if you guys can see that. I've gotten a book press and I've been painting my books. Don't laugh at me. I'm
Nerd.
not great at painting books, but I thought about reading this one. I don't know if any of you gamers remember the game BioShock. It was a video game. It's a pretty cool video game. It was like one of those, it was an indie company that kind of just like, we've got this idea for a video game, made it, and then it hit big. And then now people remember it. They're like, oh yeah, I remember that game because it only came out with three.
Oh.
There's only three of them. There's BioShock, BioShock 2, and BioShock Infinity. I've played all three. BioShock 2 is not that great, but the first BioShock and the BioShock Infinity, they're both amazing.
Have you read the book?
Not read the
Oh,
book.
well, this is on your TBR.
This might be my next read because I'm trying to get something different, but I found an audiobook for free on Spotify for Assistant to the Villain. Have you heard of that?
Oh, I don't think so. Did you see? Okay, this is very off topic, but kind of on topic. They are making a show on the I'm Glad My Mom Is Dead.
Oh, really?
Yes, and Jennifer Aniston is playing the mom.
Is what's her face gonna play herself?
I don't think so, but she's directing it.
Oh, okay, so she probably won't play
I
herself.
don't think so.
Probably because she's
I was gonna say
older
it'd probably be
now.
hard
She's
because
my age, isn't she?
I think she is. Yeah,
So yeah, that'd be hard to play like a 10-year-old.
like it would be really hard to get. Yeah, I don't think they've released who's playing her, but I know they've said Jennifer Aniston is the mom.
That'll be good. I probably won't ever read that book. I'm not really into, I don't know, what are those?
Memoir?
Memoirs?
I go through phases. I read that book her mom was crazy.
Like, I know our mom, is reading the one by,
Matthew Perry.
yeah,
That one was sad. I read that one too.
that's what Mom was sitting there. Like, when we were on
So
vacation, she
sad.
was like, "This is horrible. This is
He had
awful." And
a
I'm like,
terrible life.
I know she'd sit there. I didn't have to read it. She'd sit there and tell me about it.
I know. God bless him.
I was just like, oh my gosh. And then she was like, this man, this is his real parent. And it's the one guy that does the news reporting. She's like, he's
Yes.
the only one that cared.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't know who that man is.
Yes. Like, he really did have similarities to Chandler's life. Like, not necessarily the same. Like, he didn't have, like, this drag queen
Like his dad didn't
dad.
do drag,
But, like,
sing in
it
Vegas.
was very
Dramatic.
not good childhood.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And it just kind of all continued. It's very sad. Especially to know, because I read it after he had passed, too. So, especially to know, like,
His people he trusted
yeah, like, he's
drugged him.
yeah.
Allegedly. Don't come at me.
Allegedly, I don't know. There's something
I
there.
don't know. That's really weird.
But, yeah.
Black Dagger Brotherhood. It finally, season 1 wrapped Thursday. I guess I gotta go watch it. I don't know. I'm
gonna let you do it.
I've seen clips and I'm kinda like, the acting doesn't seem bad to me. The
No.
clips I've seen, the acting seems fine.
You sent me one the other day and it didn't seem.
I think that was the one with the Butch.
With Butch, yeah.
Freaking love him. And I think I really like his actor too. I thought it was really funny when his voice got really high. Where'd she go? Like,
I mean, that's the most real reaction.
that was the most real reaction. But yeah, I think the CGI, and it's not like well, you have to be like a big box office for me to like you. No. I mean, that is so far from the truth.
Yeah.
But if it looks awkward,
You just want good quality.
yeah, it's and another thing is like their contacts. Like I feel like they're gonna fall out of their head.
Oh.
I feel like I'm like gonna catch their eye. Like they don't. You could tell they're not their eyes, and I feel like their eyes are just gonna go bloop.
What?
So it bothers me because they're so vivid. They don't look like real eyeballs, which obviously they're not supposed to look like real eyeballs. But what's your next read?
I think my next read, I'm stuck in between two. Let's see here. I'm stuck in between Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I think I said that right. There was another.
What is the synopsis?
Or the second book in the We Were Liars. So Family of Liars.
Because they're supposed to make
We
those.
fell apart.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they're supposed to continue that season. I've still not watched it, but they've ordered a second, from what I understand. Yeah, I want to read that. Oh, I did finish my Such Quiet Girls, where they buried the kids alive.
Yeah,
That one was a tough read.
I bet. I can't.
Everybody survived.
Okay.
Well, sorry, spoilers if anyone's going to read it.
Everybody wants to read about a bunch of girls being buried in a bus alive. Or what?
Yeah.
Was
Well,
it a bus?
sort of. They stole them off the bus, and there was a shipping container in a junkyard.
No.
They had them locked in there.
Oh, okay. So they weren't buried underground?
No, it was underground.
Oh.
And like a whole bunch of series happened, and like, so they did it for money. That's why I like wanted to know the purpose. They did it for money because two of the girls' mother is the city's treasurer. So they sent her like a separate ransom note, and she had to go around to all these banks because, like, stuff gets flagged when you take
Yeah.
out so much money. So she'd have to go to this bank, and then she went to this bank and this bank, and that, and like a whole bunch fell into place. There was a lot to it. And
Question, why didn't you just go to the cops?
and she struggled with that, but they said if she went to the cops, they'd kill the kids.
I don't know.
So, like, I don't know what I would have done. I really don't know what I would have done. She still struggled at the end because, like, there was a whole lot of keys that came into place that made
Yeah.
sure they were all alive. And, like, if one thing hadn't happened, it said based on a true story. I meant to dig into that, and I never did.
Because I'm pretty sure you told me last time it was a true story.
Okay, so it is inspired by a kidnapping that happened in 1976.
76? Oh my god.
Chowchilla kidnappings. But yeah, like they were talking about how much trigger warnings there are.
Oh my.
But it is a lot of trigger warnings. I don't even remember if they've wrapped it. I think I just remember the girls going back to their mom.
Could you imagine
And
having
I mean, they got arrested.
Yeah,
Um,
but it didn't talk about what
but
they
I don't
got.
think they talked about like
I would imagine they got, well,
I would
kidnapping.
say a lot. I'd say the one that started helping dig might have got a
Little less. Well, he
little
probably
something on him.
testified against the other one, so.
Yeah. But I'd say it still was a long time.
Yeah. Could you imagine going through a traumatic event like that and then everybody just being like, okay, go back to normal life?
Right, that's what I always don't understand about stuff like that. Like, how are you supposed to wake up and go on?
Like, especially if you're little and it's just like, okay, we're just gonna go back to first grade.
Well, and that's right.
Nothing's
Like,
wrong.
I do remember they talked about that. The mom was like, "You guys never have to ride the bus again. Like,
God,
we're gonna pick you up from now." How would you put your kid on a bus again? Like,
I never.
because the oldest daughter was 12, 13, something like that, and she had been begging her mom to let them
Ride the bus.
ride the bus home instead of to this daycare, which was further away, so they were on the bus longer. Well, the mom kept saying you weren't responsible enough, you need to be older, da da da. And so at the end, she
Oh,
was
gosh.
like, "You're definitely got this. You guys can ride the bus home." And,
I'm not even a parent.
or
I'd be
actually, I
like,
think she's gonna pick them up.
I was gonna
And
say, I'm not even a parent. I'd be like, you ain't leaving my sight.
I don't, like, I think I'd have to homeschool. But, like, and then, like, would that not be more traumatic?
Because then you'd be like a shut
'Cause
in.
then you're shutting in. I don't know. There's definite therapy that would be needed for
Lots of.
everybody involved.
Be like, I need medicated. They need medicated.
Like, yeah.
On this episode of traumatic events when you were 10 years old,
Yeah. I guess, yeah. Don't
Here's a
send your kids
theme.
to camp or school.
Don't let them ride alone on a bus. Don't send them to a sleepaway camp and let an 80-year-old lady get lost in the woods with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wrap them in a bubble.
I guess that's today's episode.
Yeah. I don't want to say it's a good book. I mean, it's one
The
of
retelling was
yeah.
well written.
Yeah. And I mean, they obviously spun it because if it happened in 1976, like these kids all had cell phones and like the mom gave a watch in with the money that had a tracker on it. So she
Yeah.
like there was more story plot to it too.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's kind of like this one. There's a lot I left out of my book because I was like, first of all, it's really thin.
yeah,
And there'd be like little snippets or like detailed sentences that would like the girls would remember something. Like one girl would always rub her wrist when she'd get stressed out because she says in her mind the girls attacked her and tied her up. Okay, that's not what happened, but that's how she remembers it. So it's kind of a good book to teach you about like perspective of like what actually happened versus how someone remembers something.
right.
Um,
Because your mind's powerful.
because your mind's pretty powerful, and it blocked out the whole thing that she stole what food they had, and they tackled her because they were like, "No, we gotta say we don't know how long we're gonna be out here," and then they tied her up because they were like, "We gotta go to sleep, but we don't want her to
Don't
take the
wanna-
rest of the food," so they tied her up and put her in a sleeping bag. I mean, like they made sure she was in a tent and stuff, but they were just like
making sure she wasn't gonna steal all the
But
food.
she remembered it as they attacked her for no reason and tied her up.
Yeah.
I mean, perspective. Your brain blocked out a good portion of
Trauma,
it.
yeah.
Like, so, how a person individually, so, like, if you want to get into the nitty-gritty of how you remember things, I'm not going to, because I know having a sibling sometimes will definitely verify you remembering stuff, because I will look at you and be like, do you remember when that one time happened? And you're like, yes. And I'm like,
Yeah.
see, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
I do remember when that white van followed us home.
Yes.
And it was full of men.
Yes, that was creepy.
That was true.
And that's when I got a cell phone that wasn't prepaid. Because in the old days, the prepaid ones, you used to have to listen to how many minutes you have available. And I was just like, like,
It's not funny.
it's not.
It's
Like,
not.
we were like slid down in the floorboards of the car. It was scary.
There was like 6 men in the van, wasn't
Yeah.
there? It was very
They were
terrifying.
just parked behind us, in front of our house. We had just left our mother from, it was a second job. Well, it was my first job, mom's second job. We were cleaning.
Yeah.
And
I was just there.
you
Because I
just,
wasn't supposed to be left home alone.
yes. So we were going home because something had run us late.
We had school.
And we
I
had
just know we
school
had
or
school.
something. We had to go separately from mom, which isn't a typical thing. Yeah. Then I got through the, you have 30 minutes to make this phone call. Like, and I kept screaming, what if there's an emergency? I guess, like, if you called 911, it didn't do that to
But
you
we
because
didn't.
911 is free. But, like,
We didn't think it was that
I
kind of
didn't think it was
situation.
that. Like, maybe we were just freaking out. Like, how, like, and yeah. So mom was like,
Could you imagine?
drive away. Also, why didn't I think about that? Like, I was sitting in the driver's seat.
What
Why
got
didn't I
me
just drive away?
was that, okay, one, why did the guys get out? Why did the one guy get out? Could you imagine if them just being like just totally innocent?
Yeah,
Just
they
being like,
probably, they probably were.
probably just someone just go, well, I'll just go ask them for directions. And then this, ironically, got out in front of our house because it was a dead end street. There was only 3 houses on the street. Got out, ironically, in front of our house because there was no cars parked there. And then we were out there, and they're just like,
Gonna ask them.
well, they're freaking out.
And this is before I read thrillers.
Yeah, this was like a real life
This
event.
was just like
Something that just,
white van and men. Sorry. It's not good. My mom always told me not to take the candy.
You were literally the definition of do not talk to the man in the white van.
Yes. So,
Nothing
yeah, no,
against
that
you.
was real. That was real.
That was real.
That was some of our trauma. Yeah, no, see, we don't remember identical things if it did not happen.
We're not crazy. Well, that's today's episode and 2 very traumatic books we talked about.
That one with what's went on with that other Camp Majestic.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I did not even think of that.
Like, that
I'm so
just
sorry.
hit me.
I didn't even think of that. I feel so bad now. I'm so sorry. I did not think about those poor children at that camp in Texas.
I didn't either until just now.
Just now. Yeah. Prayers to them and their family.
Yes.
That's real sad. I didn't think of that. I feel so bad now. But as always, hope you have an amazing Tuesday, an amazing week, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.